Okay everybody, I'm here today to talk about these sway bar links on my 2006 Nissan Titan XE 4x4. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I want to talk today about these stock sway bar links versus the rough country sway bar links and the Nisstec sway bar links that I now have installed on the truck. I had the stock sway bar links. They worked fine with the stock ride height. But I put the 3-inch rough country mini lift on the truck, and as such I needed longer sway bar links. The stock ones are something like this. I put these on, and I have to say I was not impressed. On the first off-roading trip I took here in Utah, pounded on it pretty hard. One of the bolts holding the sway bar link on broke, and as such the sway bar link shifted, flew into my CV boot and wrecked the CV boot, and I ended up having to pull it apart, replace the CV axle, and buy a new set of bolts. So I bought new bolts. These were 9 hardness bolts, I think. Reinstalled them, tightened them down nice and tight, and went back at it, went on the trail, and despite the locking nuts being pretty tightly secured on there, with a lot of force and even some blue Loctite, as we went down the trail, one of the bolts continued to shake loose. I tightened it over and over again on trail, had to get out every 10th of a mile on this very slow off-road trail and re-tighten the bolt. Wasn't impressed with this, was about ready to lose another sway bar link into the boot. Came home and bought these 12 hardness bolts, and if I can find the right one here, there we go. I custom drilled out a hole for a cotter pin. Put the cotter pin in, snugged these things down nice and tight, took them back out on trail, and found that the bolt was backing itself, the nut was backing itself onto the cotter pin repeatedly. The sway bar links don't have any ball joint on them. They have this bushing that you can see fell apart in about a year and a half, and also made a lot of noise. As you went through a bump, there was a lot of creaking and groaning from the sway bar bolts shifting around inside these end links. So eventually had enough of that, uninstalled them, and bought this adjustable set from Nisstec. You can see they have ball joints on them. Took them out on trail twice already, pounded on them pretty hard, and they seem to work great. The nut has stayed tight, there's no loosening going on, the noise is resolved, and they're adjustable, so you can take them off, make them taller or shorter depending on your lift, and I believe this works up to a 4-inch lift. If you have something like a 6 or something big like that, these are not going to work. But that's my take on the rough country kit. If you get these sway bar links, I would just throw them away. I did not find them to be worth the time to rebuild the suspension over and over, to tighten constantly loosening nuts and bolts, and to have the creaking and groaning constantly as you go through dips. So my recommendation is if you put a mini lift on, check out these sway bar end links by Nisstec that are adjustable and have a ball joint, and it should solve your problem. So there you go. If you have questions, put them in the comments. I always answer, and most of all, like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching, everyone.